So I recently wrote an article about Enrico Cocco. He's a buddy of mine. I met him first on the scene in 2009. I met him at a Grappler's Quest. He was tearing it up. He was just like a fireball of energy. And it was actually after I had found out after that he had won the trials that year, like a month prior to the first time that I met him. So in the past couple of years, I've exchanged emails and phone calls with Enrico. He lives way down in Miami, and I'm up on the East Coast in New York. So recently, I went down to the ADCC Trials for the 2015 ADCC, which will be taking place next month, August 28th, 29th, and 30th. And while I was down there, I got to really get to know a different side of Enrico that I hadn't previously known. So without further ado, the article is called Soul Rebel, Getting to Know Enrico Cocco. The reason I chose the title is because Enrico has a tattoo from shoulder to shoulder with the word Soul Rebel on it, with an image of a monk meditating with the fire going on behind him. And I thought that was really cool. And he said that no matter what's going on around him, he stays mindful of what's going on. So Soul Rebel, Getting to Know Enrico Cocco. After being dubbed the teenage phenom at the youthful age of 16, Enrico Cocco's ascent to the highest levels of no-gi submission grappling continues today. An exciting fighter, Enrico possesses the thrilling style of grappling necessary to attract the eyes of a potential fan base responsible for the growth of professional jiu-jitsu. With the rise of professional jiu-jitsu events on the BJJ scene, thanks to organizations like Metamoris, EBI, and Polaris, grapplers like Enrico are finally provided with more frequent opportunities of paydays, given the platform to showcase the skill set they've been spent thousands of hours mastering. There's no debate of the fact that no-gi jiu-jitsu is visually more attractive to the casual fan than the gi. While battles in the gi are very technical, the methodical and slower-paced nature of the gi requires the viewer to at least have some knowledge or understanding of what is happening. At 27 years old, Enrico Cocco is already a three-time ADCC North American Trials champion. In 2009, at age 21, Enrico won the ADCC North American West Coast Trials, submitting 3 of his 4 opponents, including UFC veteran Jacob Volkman, in the finals in just over a minute via toe hold. At the 2009 ADCC World Championships in Barcelona, Spain, Enrico would draw Kron Gracie in the first round, catching Kron in a very deep inverted heel hook that many others would have tapped to. Always smooth, Kron sailed through the crux of the match to pull out the victory via rear naked choke. In 2011, Enrico found himself invited back to ADCC World Championships once again, this time in Nottingham, England, after winning the invitation at that year's trials, beating out names like Renzo Gracie black belt standout Sean Williams and also Cesar Gracie black belt Jason Manley in the finals. At the 2011 ADCC World Championships, Enrico would come up short in the first round against eventual silver medalist and Checkmat co-founder Leo Vieira. Taking some time off to focus on MMA, Enrico would resurface in 2014, taking silver at the IBJJF No-Gi Pan Ams and bronze a week later at the No-Gi Worlds. A month later, Enrico found himself at the 2014 ADCC North American Trials in West Virginia. On his way to earning the gold medal and an invitation to next month's ADCC World Championships in Sao Paulo, Brazil, Enrico would come out victorious against names like Matt Scaff and Nathan Orchard, and also in the finals against Eddie Cummings. With his victories over Matt Scaff and Nathan Orchard, who are both 10th Planet alumni, Enrico would also receive an invite to EBI 3, Eddie Bravo's Invitational for Professional Jiu-Jitsu. When asked about Enrico Cocco, Eddie Bravo said, quote, "I would say he's top 3 in EBI. Beating Cummings at the ADCC trial says a lot. Plus, he had Kron in a deep heel hook in ADCC 2009, end quote. I recently went down to Miami myself to compete at the second ADCC trials. On a grappler's budget, I hit up Enrico. Not only could I prepare at his gym, Zen Jiu-Jitsu, but he offered me to stay at his house to save money. While down there, I was blown away at Enrico's humility, passion, and lifestyle. While many other martial artists boast about themselves or their accolades, Enrico is quite the opposite. He's a bit reserved and doesn't like to be in your face with his accomplishments. Humble and genuine are the words that come to mind. At the trials, I spoke with World Surfing Champion, Pan Am BJJ Champion, and ADCC veteran Joel Tudor about Enrico. The kid is badass, man. He's constantly evolving when I watch him, Tudor said. A black belt under Roberto Cyborg Abreu, Enrico is well known for being a strictly no-gi grappler. While in Miami, I learned a lot of interesting things about Enrico and his lifestyle. A black belt in Taekwondo under his father, he comes from an entire family of martial artists. Both of his parents are black belts, as well as his 3 siblings. Enrico runs Zen Jiu-Jitsu within his parents' dojo. When I asked Enrico, how awesome is it to be born into a family of martial artists? He said, I feel blessed, man. To be born into a family of martial artists, my siblings all being black belts, I'm happy it turned out that way. When I started BJJ, my family was totally supportive, which is awesome. A vegan for 8 years, I asked Enrico if that choice was a sacrifice. He said, I'm a vegan by choice. It's good for the planet, the animals, and my body. The jiu-jitsu life can often be a sacrifice for many. I know personally it was for me. When I decided to quit my job and pursue my dreams of jiu-jitsu, the closest ones to me thought I was crazy and were initially unsupportive of my decision. I've always believed in the quote by Napoleon Hill, great achievement is usually born of great sacrifice. Knowing Enrico, I asked him about his sacrifice in pursuit of gold at ADCC. He said, job security is great for people that need it or want it, but I don't see anything in my life as a sacrifice because I've chosen it. I chose this lifestyle because I love it. My goal since I was 13 years old has been to get gold at ADCC. Being there and having that experience is special to me. The thrill of being a part of an event where the top competitors in the world are all flown in to compete for a chance to become the champion of the Olympics of submission grappling has this blood sport type feel to it. I want to be a part of that. I want to be at the top of it. Enrico will get his chance to battle for ADCC gold once again next month in Sao Paulo, Brazil on August 28th, 29th, and 30th. Thanks for listening. This is Mike Palladino of Evolution Grappling Academy. www.evolution-bjj.com. Oos.